What's up? What's up? So let's talk about the good life, right? The good life. What does it really mean to live the good life? Everybody's got this different concept and different ideas. And a lot of people look for these shortcuts, right? They look online, they look in social media, and they're like, okay, let's find what millionaires are doing to start their morning off. And their morning routine is that's going to be the key to my success, right? Okay, first of all, end of the day, your day should start with God. If it starts with God, you're going to put yourself on the right track, right? Then when it comes to God, some people also have this most Christians at some point or other, at one point, I promise you, I felt it, you felt it, we've all felt it. At some point or another, you struggle with this concept of, I'm working hard, I'm doing good, I'm doing the best I can, I'm continuing to make progress, and I accepted Jesus, therefore, things are supposed to be good, right? I'm supposed to be straight, I'm supposed to be set. No. No, 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 no. God, nowhere in the Bible, nowhere, not once does he say, once you accept Jesus, everything's going to be solid. Everything's going to be good. You're going to have this picturesque, perfect, beautiful, like Thomas Kincaid lifestyle, right? No, 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 no. That's not it, right? That's not it. You're not going to live like the Cleavers because you accepted Jesus, right? Now, look, the reality is that God uses all things for his good. He can use all things. He could take everything that we're going through, every struggle, every strife, every opportunity in our life, everything that we've faced, every moment of adversity, and every just setback. And every time that we've just looked at our lives and we've been like, man, things are a mess. Like, this is terrible. This is gnarly. I'm in, okay, my kids are crazy. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I hate my boss. My job sucks. Everything is terrible. I am losing my mind here, right? Like, you can be at that point. You could be at that place, right? And you can feel like everything is wrong and everything's a mess and nothing is lining up for you. And you could be like, but Jesus, why? God, why? What am I doing wrong? First of all, I like to remind everybody that I talk to that, I like to remind everybody that I talk to who's going through a hard time, the way that I continue to stay upbeat and I stay positive and I stay in a good state of mind amidst the storms that I face is not because I know some secret. It's not because I'm closer to God. It's not because I'm farther from God. It's not because of any magical trick. It's simply because I know one thing. And that is our life is cyclical. Because we live in a world of sin. Because we live in a world of sin, the reality is that if I'm in a storm, it's okay. I'm on my way out. I need to hang tight, be tough, keep praying, keep fighting, keep getting every inch I can in life, and keep pushing forward because I'm on my way out of a storm. And if I quit, if I have this moment of weakness and I give up, I could quit right before I'm there. I'm there. I'm about to break through. And if I quit, I miss that chance. I miss that opportunity. I don't break through because I quit. So for me, that's it right there. That I can't be. So if I'm in, like I said, it's cyclical. So if you're in a storm, you're on your way out. Now, the flip side of that is if things are going good, if you're on the outside of a storm, enjoy it, embrace it, love it, because you're on your way into one. Why? Because life is cyclical and we live in a world of sin. We live in a world of sin. So because we live in a world of sin, there's always going to be adversity. There's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be things that are trying to come at us, beat us down and slow us down and prevent us from moving forward, prevent us from living a life of peace and comfort and joy and living a life where we can just say, thank you, Lord, for all we've done. But see, the reality is that that's what God wants you to do. God wants you to remember all the things that he's done amidst all the adversity so you can still be thankful and rejoice in the storm. Rejoice in the storm. He's not done. He's still with you. It's going to be okay. He's got you. He's here. The Lord has not walked away from you. But once you're in that storm, oh man, things are about to get bumpy. So you're heading into a storm? All right, let's roll our sleeves up, lace your J's, eat your Wheaties, prepare for a bumpy ride, man, because you don't know how long that storm's going to last. It could be a few hours, it could be a few days, it could be a few years. Face the storm head on. Don't break. Don't waver. And don't break because you're that strong. Don't break because you are resting in his arms and you know he is that strong. He is that strong. He will carry. There's also another phrase that we hear a lot amongst Christians, and it's another falsehood and another misrepresentation of reality, and it's the idea that God does not give you more than you can handle. He absolutely gives you more than you can handle. He gives you more than you can handle on a regular basis. Do you know why? He is building you. He is strengthening you. He is testing you. He is pushing you forward because he knows that you haven't reached your limit yet. He knows that you haven't reached your potential yet. And at the end of the day, he's asking you, just cry out to me. When you are struggling, when you are hurting, I am at my breaking point. Lord, I can't do this. That's what he wants. He wants you to say, Lord, I'm here. Father in heaven, this is your son, Corey. I'm right here. Please, pick me up. Dust me off. Put me back in the game. Put me back in the game. Come on, Father. Help me. Because right now, I'm dirty. I'm tired. I'm ragged. I've been beat down. I've been pummeled. I've been pummeled by the choices that I've made in my life. I've been pummeled by the choices that I didn't make. I've been pummeled by the adversity of the world of sin. And I am facing this, that, and everything around me. And I am at this point. I don't know how to get through, right? I don't know how to get through. God's the way. God's the answer. That's what he wants. He wants you to cry out to him. And when you reach up and you cry out to him and you say, Lord, Father in heaven, please pick me up and dust me up. That's what he's going to do. He's going to reach down. He's going to reach down. He's like, son, did you really not notice? I've been holding you the whole way. I'm right here. I didn't walk away from you. I haven't let you go. I got you. You're right here. My little papoose, I got you. That's what he's doing. He's with you. He hasn't left you. He never left me. He never left you. He's never left any of us. So when you're feeling that moment, when you're like, how? I'm telling you, oh man, I'm telling you. Growing and building my business. Building and growing my business with my partners remotely while they're at home back in Texas. And I'm on the road while Kimberly's been travel nursing. And I've seen... Oh man, some people tell me all these different things about, Corey, you're facing these obstacles because of, all the politicians and the things in America and the, economics. No. These obstacles, some of them I'm facing because God needs me to face them. Some of them I am facing because of choices I made. Now, some people will say, oh, so God's punishing you. No. God is not punishing me for the choices I have made. I am facing the repercussions for the choices I've made. Now, with our children, I'm a father, and I relate to God most by understanding. I've understood more about God since I've been a father than I ever did before. Mostly as I've watched Corey and Colton get older, and then through the loss of my mom, I began looking at my boys differently. I leaned on my mom a lot. I always knew she was like right there. I was like, my mom's got everything. My mom remembers birthdays, phone numbers. She could tell me exactly what was happening at this point and this point and this point in our life. She knows everything. I didn't have to remember anything. My mom had everything. When I lost my mom, boys were still little bitty. But see, they remember so much about their grandma. And I see God through their eyes. I see the way they look at things. I see the way they treasure their memories of grandma. I see the way they look at me and Kimberly. And it constantly makes me feel like I've fallen short. I'm not the dad I want to be. And I'm not the dad I want to be, not because I don't love them. I'm not the dad I want to be because I love them with everything I've got. I love them so much that I want to do everything for them. I want to give them everything my mom gave me. I want to give them everything my mom didn't give me. And I want to give them every learning experience that I could possibly give them based on the adversities that I've faced without giving them the adversities. But that's not real, right? That's not real. My boys can come to me and talk to me, and they can be struggling, and I'm gonna tell them, it's like, look, my boys are 9 and 10. I never stopped watching. Sometimes I'll see Corey working at something at his school, and I'll see that he's having a little bit of time. Lately, he's been working on, he's in 5th grade now, so he's got these classes where he takes notes. He's got to note take and everything and prepare for, he's got to study for quizzes and tests. It's much harder than when he was in 2nd and 3rd grade and 4th grade, and he's in this new level now. Like the material's intense. So I tried to, show him how I did notes, right? And I was never good at note taking when I was in grade school or high school or anything. And then until I got to college, and then when I was in college, I learned how bad I was at note taking. And so I tried to give him some wisdom and some skills and show him, hey, look, let me break down. This is how you do notes, right? You do. And so I showed him these things, and I'll see him working on it. And I'm like, that's not exactly how I told him to do it. He could be doing it better. But he's also got to find his own way. It's not to say my way is the best way or the right way or anything like that. It's just what I learned through my experiences. So I try to help him, right? I want to help him. But I've also got to let him find his own way. I see Corey and Colton both trying to go outside, and they try to craft things. They try to build things. And of course, I want them to put themselves in danger. So I kind of keep a closer eye when they say they need a power tool. But for the most part, I watch them. I've let them use my saw. I've let them use my drill. I've let them use hammers, nails, all that good stuff. And I've watched them try to build things. And every now and then I'll be like, so what are y'all working on? Oh, we're working on a project. I'm like, okay, you're working on a project. I'm like, well, what's your project all about? What are you doing? Oh, don't worry. We're working on it. And sometimes they'll be like, I have this idea. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes they'll tell me what it is. And sometimes by the time they're done, it's a whole different idea. Because what they wanted was a little more challenging than they had anticipated. But while other times it's like they don't really want to tell me, they just work on it. And I'm like, okay. So I let them do their thing, and I keep a close enough eye to know that they're not in danger. But I also let them grow enough that, hey, they're doing something. I saw them face a little adversity with a couple of kids at the park a few weeks back. There was a couple of kids, and they were using foul language, and they were kind of being, a little. At first, I didn't hear the foul language. The kids are smart. They didn't speak as loudly when they said foul words. But at first, I saw them with these kids, and the kids were being kind of pushy. But, I know Corey's a little pushy sometimes. He's kind of controlling, So I was like, okay, these kids are pushing back. Maybe he needs a little pushback. I'm not going to step in and be dad. I'm going to hang out over here on the bench with a friend. We're going to kick it. And they're going to play. And I'm just keeping an eye, making sure everything's safe. Colton climbs up on top of the monkey bars, all this different stuff. And I let them go to town. I let them just play. They got to explore. But when Corey finally came to me and he's like, you know what? These kids are a little mean. And I think I don't want to play at this park anymore. I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't really want to say anything to them. I just don't want to play. I just want to go. I'm dad. Let's go. That's cool. You know what? It's time for us to bounce. Let's go, boys. Let's head out. I don't make a big stink about it. I don't make a big announcement, but I kind of speak just loud enough so the other kids can hear. And that way I could say something like, hey, it's time to go. So that way the boys feel a little, I just give them that little bit of protection, just a little bit of, they didn't have to confront the kids, but they felt the need to leave. There's going to be a time and place when they need to confront a situation. There's going to be a time and place when they feel they just want to strategically remove themselves. Your Father in heaven wants to do the same for you. He's watching, and he's wanting you to cry out to him. And does that mean when you cry out, he's instantly going to be reach down and grab you and be like, okay, you're in a new spot? Maybe, but maybe not. Oftenly, you need to go through that spot. Oftenly, you need a little bit of pushback. Often, you need a little bit of adversity. Often, you need a little bit of struggle, a little bit of strife, a little bit of push for you to learn something, for you to grow, for you to develop, for you to get to that place where you can stand on your own in society. Because right now, those struggles that you feel are big, they're little compared to what's coming later. You need strength for what's later. You need wisdom for what's later. Wisdom comes from God, but wisdom comes from challenges. Wisdom comes from God teaching you through moments of adversity. That's what it comes down to. You got to be willing to go through it, and you got to be willing to cry out. The good life, the good life, the good life. What is the good life? You know, you can say what the good life is. Well, I want this and I want that, but are you willing to fight for it? A lot of times Christians, we have this, humans in general, not just Christians. But it's like either as Christians we say, hey, I gave it all to God. God's going to take care of it. God says give it to him. So God, my job is terrible. Don't like it. Kids are crazy. Don't like it. Not getting along with my husband. Not getting along with my wife. Don't like the in-laws. Don't like my neighbor. Oh, man. I mean, whatever it is, right? The simple, mundane, monotonous normalcy of life is an obstacle. And you're just like, I handed it to God. He's going to take care of it. I'm just going to sit here and relax and wait for him to take care of it. And in the meantime, I'm going to be mad and be like, God, why haven't you fixed it? And other times, we take it to the far other extreme. Either we put it all in God's hands, or we say, I've got this. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix my neighbor. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fix my neighbor. I'm going to fix my job. I got this. You know what? My finances are in trouble. God, step out of my way. I'm fixing this. I'm going to go work. I'm going to work all these hours. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to manage this. And all that sounds good, right? All that sounds good. But what if you really do hate your job? What if it really is not the job for you? So what you need to do is find that middle ground. What you need to do is keep pushing forward while leaving it in God's hands. And that sounds like a weird thing, right? But it's a balance. That's what it is. It's a balance. So you say, God, I'm trusting you. Open the proper doors. Please, I trust in you. I need different things to happen. But for right now, I'm gonna continue pushing forward one step at a time. I'm gonna go to work every day. I'm gonna clock in on time. I'm gonna show up early. I'm gonna do the best possible job I can. I'm gonna do the best possible. I'm not gonna worry about my coworker that gives me a hard time. I'm not gonna worry about my boss. I'm not gonna fight these things. I'm gonna leave it in your hands, but I'm gonna continue pushing forward. And while I'm pushing forward, me pushing forward is gonna give me that good reputation at work. It's going to open up doors. Somebody's going to be like, man, I see this guy's fighting. He's doing good. He's working hard. You know what? Maybe this guy's the guy we got to recommend for the promotion. And maybe that promotion is exactly what you need to get to that new division, that new department, that new place where you're no longer facing that adversity anymore. You left it in God's hands to open the door, and you did the work to push through the door. That's what we got to do. All right. I hope this is resonating with you. I hope it's making some sense. Bad things are going to happen. They are. But it's a matter of how we respond and how we face life and what we do next. That's how we're going to get to the next level. It's not that I accepted Jesus, therefore everything will be easy. Jesus said to the apostles in Acts, he said, you will go forth and spread the gospel and the good news. And because of this, you will receive ridicule and strife. It's not going to go away by being a Christian. Being a Christian makes life harder. But it's all worth it. I promise you and I assure you, the fight, the daily struggle, it's all worth it. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope this helps y'all. Take it all for what it is. Let it marinate and really pray on these things. And just approach tomorrow with a different view. If you're in a struggle, you're on your way out. But if you're blessed and just reveling in everything's peachy right now, prepare. It's coming. But that's okay. Because even amidst all of that, God bless you. All right. Many blessings. Lots of love. It's your boy, and I'm out.